Hi guys, welcome back to more episodes of The Americans. We are on episode 12, the World Council of Churches. No idea what that means. Now then, this former Nazi spy that they've identified in the last episode, that whole, I don't know however long it was, 10, 15 minute scene at the end was so well done. All the right pauses, all the right reaction from the pair of them, and trying to at the same time understand and try and perceive how do we work out if this woman's telling the truth or not, because we don't have enough to go on. We've just got to make an assumption here because we're instructed to kill her. Which in the end they did. She gave a convincing enough story in the end that it really was her. We will never know for sure, neither will they. But it has brought Elizabeth to the same point as to where Philip has been for some time. That she's finally caught up with all of this, with everything that's going on. I just want out. I'm done. Let's just go. And it ended there. It was, the acting in the show is so underrated. The performances, the dialogue, the way it's been shot, the emptiness, the void of dialogue in the right places is done so well in this. It makes you feel uncomfortable, unsure. It gives that churning in your stomach and the butterflies, that you're in that room with them. You are focused with them and you are trying to ascertain what you would do in that situation given you being there. And that was done so well. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I'm done. We'll carry on. This is episode 12.
I need to tell you something. I have been offered a job with the World Council of Churches in Buenos Aires.
That's what it is.
Running their interfaith mission.
Bye.
Wow.
Good luck to you. Anyway, see you later.
Wow.
I know.
You and Alice have been really, really good to me.
Notice here the self-centered minister in front of you, or whatever the hell he is. All that in the diary that Paige photographed, and we saw how he felt as though Paige was in a dark place, that she is psychologically and sexually abused, that her soul needs saving, all of that. But a job comes into his peripheral view, something they want to do. We're going to take it. Anyway, it's been nice knowing you. See you later. In other words, you don't give a fuck.
We're going to keep in touch.
Yeah.
How are you going to do that exactly?
Yeah, of course.
It's the 80s. Okay, we're getting rid of Pastor Tim. Thank God it's been such a boring storyline. Sorry, but it has.
He took a job in Argentina at the World Council of Churches.
Fuck for that.
That's great.
Means you can move on now, Paige, you know?
I think it's almost more about Claire Louise than them.
We don't care.
Exactly did you get him this job?
Well, they didn't.
The Soviet Union has worked hard for peace. It has a lot of friends and a lot of organizations all around the world.
That's all Paige needs to know. Okay, we're done now. You can go back to having a normal life and keep this fucking zipped. Elizabeth has just been saying that's another way and thing that has just affected their family
Вы с
unit
Татьяной Евгеньевной Вяземцевой
with everything.
непосредственно работали.
I don't know where we're
И
going
я
with
состоял
this.
с ней в интимных отношениях.
Подробнее, пожалуйста.
We just,
Что вы хотите знать?
well, do you want to know what they
Как
did?
это произошло?
Поручил Татьяне Евгеньевне поработать со мной по линии X. Мы работали нос к носу, часами, день за днем.
Perfectly normal. Two human beings
Что
do.
было известно о круге ее обязанностей?
Я знал только то, над чем мы работали вместе.
Pillow talk, really?
Я вас Об оперативной деятельности спрашиваю.
Вообще. Никогда. Мы оба за этим следили.
They're in the bedroom, you know. The last thing, the easiest way is to turn your partner off is to start talking about work. But I know what they're doing here.
Вам известно, что ФБР взяло нашего офицера из управления С, Виталия Сорокина?
Мой участок, но я про него не слышал.
По нашим сведениям, в задержании Сорокина участвовал ваш приятель. А вот у Бимана информация откуда-то была. Откуда?
Если ФБР знал об этом нелегале и о том, чем он занимался, то это не от меня.
Congratulations.
Yes, I'm Gennady Bystrov. Nice to meet you.
Stan.
You are my only American friends, and I want to share this happiness with you.
Very nice.
To know each other, it was hard to wait.
We're very happy for you.
I have to admit, though, yeah, that's super fast. They didn't know he was coming. But as a foreigner in a foreign land, coming across somebody else from your home country, you would have that connection that would make you feel that them being part of your life would make things here run so much easier and smoother and something familiar. So I kind of get it.
1 minute. I have something for you. 1976 team. Everybody sign. This is me.
Oh.
Maybe
She looks so happy.
it's not easy for you that I come.
We just weren't
Unexpected.
expecting the engagement.
Yeah.
He want to talk with you.
Okay.
Only to say that I understand what is going on, and I'm not political. For me, important, you know, both sides try to understand and get along. Ilya will be my son now, and Sophia will be my wife, and my most desire is that they are happy and safe. And just one question. Sophia say you pay her $500 every month.
That's right.
She's shy to ask, but it's dangerous what she's doing. Maybe she should get more, yes?
Yeah.
$700 at least. I'm a courier, so maybe we can work together.
Has something just landed in their lap here? Or is this a fucking shakedown? I don't know which. I don't know how they're perceiving this. We'll hear the discussion afterwards, I'm sure. Okay.
We've
so-
been talking about whether it's time
There we go.
for us to end our tour here.
I understand. I've found when officers start to think seriously about it, it's usually time.
Then it is time.
When you're ready, I'll have the center start putting things in place.
What about the kids?
They have very interesting lives.
It's going to affect them more. They only know,
I don't know what you're thinking, but
the American life.
I wouldn't tell Henry until you're there.
That's going to put a spanner in his whole career prospects. I don't know. It raises a lot of questions because if they really are going to pull out from this, Paige is at the impressionable age, especially with what she's been going through, but Henry even more so because he's already down that road of looking at his career and his future education and what he wants to become and everything. Can they? Do they have to take them with them? I mean, I know they'll want to take them with them. Can they leave their identities intact? Because, let me get this right. Philip and Elizabeth, obviously their identities are fake. Their kids aren't. They were born here. If you allow them to go stay with someone else to the reach of age, can they just live their lives here rather than dragging into a country they don't know, a culture they don't know, and all the rest of it? I don't know.
Она там никакой важной роли не играла. Она просто хотела, чтобы в отделе все
Like
было
many
хорошо.
others of the same in your country, apparently.
Учтет, она приступила закон. И раз уж мы взялись наводить порядок, то мести надо сверху донизу. Молодцы. Ей светит серьезный срок. Мы до ее начальника доберемся, даже без ее помощи. От 13 до 15 лет, я полагаю.
Я точно знаю, что она просто влипла во все эти дела.
No choice. Yeah.
От нее там ничего не зависело. Она реально просто хотела, чтобы люди могли нормальную еду купить. Вот и все.
Yesterday he cried.
Have you talked to the teachers?
Yes, they say he need talk to them. Alexei said it will get better. No, it not get better. It get worse.
You know, it's so hard raising boys, especially when you're somewhere new.
It's hard that you have to do this.
And they need
play
the
along.
fathers. But the fathers don't always know what's right. They think they do.
I say this place no good for Pasha.
But that's not how your family circle from the country that you're from work. He's the man of the house. He gets to make the determination. I mean, I know it's the 80s and things have moved on a little bit, but not to where they are today. She's having to try to convince her here, you need to be taking the initiative. You need to be the one that's going, no, you're not right. It'll pass. It'll blow over. It'll get better. As the man, you need to push because they need her to. Oh, God. This is what I'm saying. Spy work is... A lot of it's this. This is the totally unglamorous side that you don't see, that movies and shows don't normally see. It's why this show's so freaking good.
But Alexei don't hear.
When Brad gets like that, I don't cry. And he knows if he doesn't listen, there's going to be trouble. Because you know what? 99% of the time, he does get his way.
He has to be right to come here.
Some kid kicked Pasha's ass today.
I heard. Did you see him? With his big black eye?
When this is all over, I gotta teach that kid how to fight.
If my son came home like that, I'd do something. But Evgenia...
She can't.
Alexei's not going to take him back home.
No.
And Evgenia can't change his mind. And it doesn't look like she's going back without her husband.
Then that's that.
Okay.
You've applied
need to
pressure
rethink
where you
this.
thought was the right place, but it's not working.
We'll figure out Pasha. We can get them there.
If she's a part of this, she's the best long game play I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're worried about her.
If she's already blown and they're using her, my God.
Slow down. Take a breath. You've done it before. The plan all along was to go way outside the residentura and see if we get something. We'll find out.
And what do we do in the meantime? Start giving her $700?
But we wanted to get your advice on a family thing.
Do you think that we could ever take Paige and Henry back home?
Away from America.
Does Henry know anything?
See what he has to say.
I think you'll have trouble either way. It's hard to imagine all the problems that two American kids will have adjusting to life over there. Like, you can't predict what a person's life will be, and you can't deny them the challenges that'll shape them.
It's a big deal.
Does Paige know you're thinking about this?
I mean, had them both still be small children, say under 10, I don't think they'll be having this conversation. It's because the ages that they're already young-ish adults. How can you predict how this is going to affect them? And he's right, you can't.
Paige and Henry are teenagers. At this age, the transition would be a very difficult one for them.
Very impressionable.
But in a few years, it won't be your decision to make anymore.
No, that's what I was saying.
I wish I could tell you what you should do, but I don't know.
I'll be honest with you, right? Sorry to keep pausing it, but I don't want to miss the dialogue. Given being these two, either one of them, I know it's got to that point. And as your handler is saying, if you are already seriously considering returning home at this point, that's usually the time to pull agents out before things go out of control or worse. However, you don't actually have that long to wait until it is no longer your choice, it's their choice. Can you hold out? Or, as I mentioned earlier, can you sit them down, explain why, and leave them here in the custody of somebody else till they both hit 18, because we're not looking very long. It's a long time to a teenager, but to an adult it isn't.
I know this was all kind of a surprise for you guys, but you've been really cool about it.
This just makes it worse.
Thank you.
Is the feast ready yet?
It looks delicious.
Talk about twist the knife.
So let's eat.
I had nothing to do with this. I offered to help, and he wouldn't let me near it.
Good night, Mr. and Mrs. Jennings. I hope you enjoy it.
I'm sure we will.
Я Мишин брат. Брат Миши. Ты же его сын.
Henry got a ride to school with Chris.
Is she his girlfriend?
She's definitely something.
Yeah, she is.
I slept through the night yesterday for the first time in, like, forever.
Now I wonder why that is.
Yeah.
Picturing him gone, and it's better.
It is better.
Sometimes you want to be able to do things.
We'd never do anything like that lightly, obviously.
Where did our name come from?
Does it matter?
Jennings.
What happens in these cases is you need a new name to fit in where you're going. So they look for the name of someone who died. So
usually
that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
Dead people?
Most likely.
Well, Philip Jennings was, and Elizabeth Corman, who married him.
So, do you feel like those names are your real names now?
Good God, Paige, have you never watched any fucking television? I feel like this girl is mature for her years, but when it comes to information soaking in general knowledge, she's still like an 8-year-old. It doesn't take a genius. I could have worked this out when I was her age. All right, so if it's an identity, it's got to be one that's completely clean, one that's untraceable. And why would the people who are assuming those identities that it handed to them by the sender know anything about them other than just small details of what they needed to know? It's not like they're going to have known who these people were. God's sake.
But I miss my old name, too.
Why wouldn't you? It's coming. It is coming. That day is coming.
Благодаря отличному расследованию, которое вы с Русланом провели, начальника ваших именуя. Но мне велено погодить. Как это понимать? Хрен его знает.
That's going to have an effect. It's just, it looks like it's in a makeshift, like, fucking temporary terrapin or something, doesn't it? You've stirred the pot.
Дальше мне больше нравится в середине, где дело можно делать.
Yeah, because when you're at the top, you don't get shit done.
Последственную нашу.
You pass Karen.
Она невиновна?
Не заслуживала того, что с ней собирались делать.
No.
Не должно ж так быть. Большие шишки не ты, конечно, таких хватает. Но такая мразь. На каждом куске хлеба норовят навалиться.
Молчишь. И правильно.
I've got to admit, though, in today's consumer world of billionaire profiteering companies, it's not all that different. The 1%ers out there who literally take the food off poor people's table because of their way that they run their company and the way that they fleece you for everything, it's not a lot different. Capitalism won, we know it did.
Правильно. Болтать ни к чему. Да я и сам знаю, как все это устроено. Маму я уберечь не смог. Тогда никто ничего не мог.
Папа, я не могу тебя втягивать во все это.
He needs you to know that.
Держись от нее подальше.
Yeah, he doesn't
Да
want
мне
you
все
involved.
равно. Я твой отец,
No, he doesn't
и
want
я
you
тебе
involved
помогу.
in it.
Нет. Я тебя прошу.
Yeah. You didn't have the power for his mother. Now you have it. He doesn't want you to overshadow it. Take over. Past. Families past and is not a healthy one. Nice piece of soundtrack there. I would love to visit Russia. Maybe not right now, but it's somewhere I've always wanted to go. I've never been. One day, when the Ukraine war is long forgotten, hopefully. And I don't know why. I just have a morbid fascination about the place. But it's a beautiful country. I know it is. I want to see it.
I think Paige would do really well there.
After she got used to things.
Can they even look at this objectively, being their parents?
Would they just go around Moscow as Paige and Henry Jennings?
Unlikely. Because you're thinking about you two,
Well,
right?
they should take your name.
What about you?
Yeah. Is that where we're going to end the show? Is that where it's going to go? I'm intrigued. We've a long way to go still yet with another season, so... But I like that they're doing the legwork with the storyline already, you know, heading towards an exit. What the fuck are you doing?
I told Pasha his parents aren't taking him seriously because they don't believe he's really desperate. So tonight he's going to slit his wrists.
What now? That's stepping it up a bit.
He's going to do it at 7 o'clock. I showed him how to cut his veins and avoid the artery.
What if he
It'll take a long
fucks
time
it
to
up?
bleed out.
Tuan.
You told me we need to come up with a new
You've
plan.
overstepped your bound here.
It just came to me when I was with him.
And don't you think you should discuss it first? Oh,
If he
okay, we're
lives,
just writing
you should
Pasha
bring
off
him
now.
back home like he wants.
Oh, fucking...
Call Pasha. Tell him not to go through with it.
What?
If his parents answer, make sure they look for him just in case he already did it.
This is gonna work.
What time is it now?
I know this family.
We don't have time for this. Make the call.
I didn't realize that Pasha was the priority here.
Call.
You said I needed to do something. I did it.
Yeah. It's just collateral damage to you. I don't even know what time it is. Is it like 6 o'clock? 10 to 7? What? I know Pasha's not the priority. He was the stressor to make it happen, but fuck me.
Car's there as soon as you turn. Go back to the house.
Listen to him, please.
I love how a lot of these episodes ramp up right at the end and then fucking do that. Bastards. Why did they always do that with this show? Sometimes it ends on a slow burn, quiet note with just Elizabeth and Philip talking, but sometimes it steps up like that. And then just as we're getting to the crescendo, it ends. Tuan's lost his fucking mind. That wasn't authorised. That wasn't discussed. That wasn't agreed. He's took it on his own initiative. We're going to have to wait till the next episode to find out. Bloody hell. Right. I've discussed a lot in this episode. I lost count how many times I paused it. I do apologise. It must have been 10 times in this episode, going through all the different scenarios as to how Philip and Elizabeth make an exit, what happens with them, what happens with their family, what happens with their kids. Do they stay? Do they go? Do they take their names back in Russia? Do they become different identities? We've gone through it all, so I'm going to make this one short. We're waiting to see what happens there now with Pasha, and we got quite an extended scene in this episode for Oleg. We don't always get that much, but with what's going on, we got a little bit more, and him pretty much telling his dad to stay out of what it is he's involved in. He had a little bit of a sway there with making sure that she didn't serve a prison sentence for something that she was just trying to make work via her boss. But this this new mark that Stan and Thingy is on, I don't know. Is that a blown cover? Is that just meeting someone? We don't know. But he instantly pushed on her behalf. I could be useful to you. I'm a courier, but we want more money. Dunno. Watch this space, I guess. Right. I'll make it a short one. I will be back for episode 13 next, which I believe Give me 1 second. I believe episode 13 is the season finale. So that was the penultimate episode. So please join me again next week and we will see out season 5. And then we've only got 1 season left. Like I said, I like the fact that they are starting to make provision in the storyline for it becoming to that point where do we end this? Don't know. Please stay tuned. Don't forget to hit the subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're enjoying these episodes and you really want to help support the channel, I would appreciate you taking a quick look in the description. That will take you to Patreon. All of them are on cut over there, amongst all the other shows as well. You can browse at your leisure. I will leave that up to you. Right then. See you for the season finale next. Take care.